Good morning, students. This is session 2 of 7th Standard History, Lesson 2.
In previous class, we have seen about Rajputs. There are totally 36 Rajput clans which was listed by Oriental scholar James Dodd in AD 1829. Among them, 4 claimed a special status. First one is the Pradiharas, the Chaugans, the Chalukyas, then the Paramaras of Bavas. And in previous class, we have seen about Pradiharas. Harishchandra laid the foundation for Pradihara dynasty. After him, Nagapata I succeeded the throne and he was considered as the most prominent ruler. After Nagapata I, Vatsaraja succeeded the throne. So, Vatsaraja successor Nagapata II and Ramabhadra were inefficient. Then, Ramabhadra's son Miharabhoja was considered as the most strong ruler in the Pradiharas. So, children, I hope you are clear with the Pradiharas. In today's class, we are going to see about Pala dynasty. Gopala. Time period is AD 750 to 770. He was the founder of Bala dynasty. He didn't have any royal ancestors. So, he didn't belong to royal family. But he was elected by people for his superior capabilities. After Kobala, his son ascended the throne. Gopala's son Dharmabala. His time period is from AD 770 to 810. He made the Bala kingdom a powerful force in northern Indian politics. Students, earlier we have seen that Vatsaraja's motive was to control the Kanuj. He belongs to Pradihara dynasty. So, this brought a conflict with the Pala ruler Dharmabala. Bala dynasty ruled over Bengal region. He was successful in capturing the Kanuj. Dharmabala was a great patron of Buddhism. He founded Vikramasila Monastery at Bihar. Vikramasila Monastery became a great center of Buddhist learning. Next, after Dharmabala, his son Devabala ascended the throne. Dharmabala was succeeded by his son Devabala, who extended Bala control eastwards into Kamaruba, Assam. So children, we all know that Bala dynasty ruled over Bengal, but Devabala extended the dynasty up to Assam, Kamaruba. Devabala was also a great patron of Buddhism, like his father Dharmabala. Devabala gifted 5 villages to Buddhists and also he constructed many temples along with monasteries in Magadha. According to the historian R.C. Manjumdar, the reigns of Dharmabala and Devabala constitute the most brilliant chapter in the history of Bengal. According to him, the period of Dharmabala and Devabala was considered as a brilliant chapter. Why means they construct many monasteries. Monasteries is the Buddhist learning place. After Devabala, 5 rulers ruled the region inefficiently. So they were inefficient rulers. Then Mahibala won. Time period is between 988 to 1038. Mahibala I was the most powerful ruler of the Bala dynasty, and Mahibala was not able to extend his rule beyond Banaras. Banaras was renamed as Varanasi in 1910. It is located at Uttar Pradesh. Mahibala was not able to extend his rule beyond Banaras. Why? Because in the south, the most powerful king, that is Rajendra Chola, he was considered as the powerful king in the Chola dynasty. He was capturing the places nearby Banaras region. That's why Mahibala was not able to extend his power beyond Banaras. After Devabala, the 5 rulers were inefficient. After that, Mahibala restored the old glory of the Balas. He constructed and repaired a large number of religious buildings at Varanasi. Sarnath Temple, Uttar Pradesh, Nalanda University, Bihar. So children, I hope you are clear with Mahibala. Mahibala was considered as a founder of second Bala dynasty. Next, Muhammad of Ghajini. Ghajini is a small principality in Afghanistan. Principality means a small state in Afghanistan. He is the ruler of Ghajini, hence he is known as Muhammad of Ghajini. Muhammad 17 times entered India and plundered the wealth of India. That is, taken away the wealth of India. One of them was Sagi Kingdom. The location of Sagi Kingdom is between Punjab to Kabul. Anandabala was defeated by Muhammad of Ghajini in the Battle of Vaihin near Peshawar in 1008. As a result of his victory at Vaihin, Muhammad extended his rule over Punjab. The subsequent raids of Muhammad into India were aimed at plundering the rich temples and cities of North India. In 1011, he raided Nagarkot in Punjab Hills and Daneshwar, New Delhi. In 1018, Muhammad plundered the holy city of Madura. He also attacked Kannauj. The ruler of Kannauj, Rajabala, abandoned Kannauj and later died. So, Muhammad looted the wealth from India and returned to Afghanistan. Muhammad died in 1030 AD. Next, we shall move on to Muhammad of Ghori. Who is Ghori? Ghor is also a small state in Afghanistan, and the ruler of Ghor is Muhammad. Hence, he is known as Muhammad of Ghori. After the death of Muhammad Ghajini, Muhammad Ghori became independent taking advantage of the decline of the Ghaznavid Empire. Muhammad Ghori brought Ghazni under his control, having made his position strong and secure at Ghazni. Muhammad turned his attention to India. Unlike Muhammad of Ghazni, he wanted to extend his empire by conquering India. Muhammad Ghori wanted to establish his supremacy over India. With this motive, first he conquered Multan. Multan is a place in Pakistan, and then he established his power in Punjab. Then he wanted to capture Delhi. At that time, Delhi was ruled by Chauhan dynasty, and the ruler of Chauhan dynasty is Prithviraj Chauhan. The Chauhans ruled between AD 956 and 1192 over the eastern parts of the present-day Rajasthan, establishing their capital at Chakambari. This Rajput dynasty was founded by Simharaji, who was popularly known as the founder of the city of Ajmer. The last of Chauhan kings, Prithviraj Chauhan, was considered the greatest of all Chauhan rulers. He defeated Muhammad Ghori in the first battle of Tehran, fought in 1191. However, he was defeated and killed in the second battle of Tehran in 1192. Okay students, I hope you are clear with this topic. Now it's time for questions. First question is, the city of Ajmer was founded by dash. Second is, Ghazni was a small principality in dash. Third question, the first battle of Tehran was fought in the year dash. Fourth question, the second battle of Tehran was fought in the year. And finally, who is the first Sultan of Delhi? Okay children, in our next session, we can see about art and architecture of Rajputs as well as Arab conquest. Thank you.